Welcome, dear viewers. Today, we journey into the heart of timeless wisdom, exploring the serene world of Zen and the profound teachings of Buddhism, a path that has guided countless souls across millennia toward inner peace and stress-free living. Let us step together into a space of calm reflection where the mind can quiet itself, the heart can open, and the spirit can rest. Buddhism, one of the oldest spiritual traditions in the world, began over 2,500 years ago in the lush landscapes of northern India. Its founder, Siddhartha Gautama, was a prince who left the comforts of his palace in search of a deeper understanding of life. Witnessing suffering, sickness, and death awakened him to the impermanence and fragility of human existence. With a heart devoted to compassion and a mind seeking clarity, he embarked on a path of meditation, self-discipline, and reflection. After years of deep contemplation beneath the Bodhi tree, he attained enlightenment, becoming the Buddha, the Awakened One. His realization was simple yet profound. Suffering arises from attachment, desire, and ignorance, and liberation comes from mindfulness, compassion, and understanding the true nature of life. Throughout ancient times, Buddhism spread across India and beyond, reaching the mountains and rivers of Asia. Monks, scholars, and pilgrims carried its teachings far and wide, establishing monasteries that became centers of learning, meditation, and compassion. Figures such as Ashoka, the great emperor, embraced Buddhism and promoted peace and ethical governance. In China, Zen, known as Chan, emerged as a uniquely meditative and experiential form of Buddhism. Zen emphasizes direct experience over intellectual study, inviting practitioners to observe reality fully and respond with awareness and clarity. Koans, those seemingly paradoxical stories or questions, arose as tools to awaken the mind, to break free from conventional thinking, and reveal the spontaneous, luminous nature of consciousness. Even as centuries passed, the heart of Buddhism remained unchanged. The teachings revolve around core principles that are as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. Compassion, the gentle concern for the suffering of all beings. Loving kindness, the warm embrace of generosity and empathy. The deep presence in each moment. These form the pillars of a life lived in harmony with oneself and others. Meditation is not merely a practice, but a doorway to freedom. It invites us to witness our thoughts, recognize our attachments, and cultivate a mind that can meet each moment with clarity, without judgment or fear. Every breath, every step, every thought becomes a meditation when approached with awareness. As we reflect on these principles, we begin to understand the power of Zen koans. Imagine a master asking, "What is the sound of one hand clapping?" At first, it may seem nonsensical. Yet, in the contemplation of such a question, the mind softens. The habitual patterns of thought loosen, and a glimpse of deeper reality arises. Koans are not puzzles to solve with logic. They are mirrors that reflect the mind, gently nudging us beyond fear, beyond doubt, and beyond the endless chatter of the ego. In moments of reflection, we discover that peace is not something we must chase. It is the ground upon which our awareness rests, waiting patiently for us to recognize it. Even in the modern world, the influence of Buddhism and Zen is evident. From bustling cities to quiet homes, people seek ways to cultivate calm and meaning amidst the noise of life. Mindfulness practices have entered schools, workplaces, and hospitals, offering relief from stress and anxiety. The principles of compassion and empathy inspire acts of kindness and community building. Zen teachings remind us that simplicity, presence, and attention to the moment are not outdated ideas. They are tools for survival, for thriving, for living fully and harmoniously in an ever-changing world. We see the timeless truth in the ways people turn to meditation apps, attend retreats, or pause to breathe amidst their busy routines. Reconnecting with that inner stillness the Buddha so tenderly taught in our own lives, we too can touch this peace when we feel overwhelmed by fear, anger, or desire. We can pause and breathe. We can remind ourselves that life unfolds moment by moment, and that our suffering often arises from clinging to what is impermanent. Through reflection, through meditation, and through mindful action, we cultivate the clarity to act wisely, the courage to respond rather than react, and the grace to live fully in harmony with ourselves and the world around us. Every encounter, every challenge, every joy becomes an opportunity to practice presence and compassion. Imagine walking through a quiet forest, each step deliberate, each breath conscious. The rustle of leaves, the soft touch of sunlight, the gentle whisper of the wind all become teachers. So too, in life, each moment is a koan, inviting us to awaken to the truth that has always been within us. The wisdom of Zen is not a distant relic of history. It is alive, breathing, waiting to guide us to a place of deep, effortless peace. It teaches us that stress melts when we cease resisting reality, that joy flourishes when we open our hearts, and that the eternal calm of the mind is a sanctuary always available, always patient, always loving. As we close this reflection, let us carry forward the gentle lessons of the Buddha and the vibrant insights of Zen. Let us meet life with curiosity, with compassion, and with courage. Let us recognize that stress, fear, and suffering are not punishments, but invitations to awaken. In the quiet moments of our day, we can pause, reflect, and listen to the breath, to the heart, to the world around us. And in that stillness, we discover the true treasures of existence: love, clarity, freedom, and peace. May these timeless teachings guide your journey, light your path, and bring serenity to your mind and soul. Remember that inner peace is not something to earn, nor something to find outside yourself. It is already present, waiting quietly in every heartbeat, in every breath, and in every moment of awareness. Open your heart, rest in the present, and let the wisdom of the ages wash over you, bringing calm, clarity, and a joy that is unshakable. Soft music rises slightly, lingering on notes of chimes and birdsong. Let this be your invitations to live fully, to breathe deeply, to awaken gently to the radiant, peaceful presence within. Timeless Zen teachings are not merely stories or philosophies. They are keys to freedom, portals to a mind that is calm, open, and infinitely resilient. Carry them with you, practice them daily, and watch as life unfolds with ease, beauty, and grace as we journey deeper into the essence of Buddhism. We begin to see that its wisdom is not merely historicalite, is profoundly experiential. The Buddha's life itself was a testament to the power of awareness, compassion, and inner transformation. Siddhartha understood that no worldly comfort could shield him from the realities of suffering. It was in witnessing the universal truth of illness, aging, and death that he discovered the impermanence of all things. And yet, rather than despairing, he embraced this understanding, using it as a catalyst to explore the mind, to cultivate insight, and to awaken fully to the nature of reality. Through his teachings, the Buddha offered a path that was accessible to all, regardless of status, wealth, or age. His Four Noble Truths serve as the cornerstone of this journey. First, that suffering exists. Second, that suffering has a cause, often rooted in attachment and desire. Third, that there is a way to end suffering. And fourth, that this path unfolds through mindful living, ethical action, and meditation. These truths, while ancient, resonate deeply with the human experience even today. They remind us that life is not about avoiding challenges, but about responding to them with clarity, compassion, and wisdom. Many great figures throughout history have carried this torch of enlightenment, embodying its principles in diverse ways. Monks and nuns traversed mountains, crossed rivers, and built monasteries. offering sanctuary for those seeking guidance. Kings and rulers, like Emperor Ashoka, embraced the teachings of the Buddha to govern with kindness, justice, and peace. In China, the emergence of Zen Buddhism brought a unique emphasis on direct experience, on seeing into the very nature of mind. Masters such as Bodhidharma, whose legendary journey to the East inspired generations, taught that awakening comes not from scripture alone, but from deep contemplation, from the stillness within, and from an intimate engagement with the present moment. It is here, in the practice of meditation and mindfulness, that the heart of Zen is revealed. The use of Kant's paradoxical questions and stories invites us to transcend conventional thinking. At first, yet in this perplexity lies their power. By wrestling with these koans, the mind learns to release its habitual patterns, opening to spontaneity and insight. Questions such as, "What is your original face before you were born?" Or, "Does a tree falling in the forest make a sound?" if no one hears it, are not meant to have simple answers. Instead, they are doorways guiding the seeker toward a direct experience of reality that transcends thought and language. This emphasis on experience over doctrine, on living wisdom rather than abstract knowledge, has shaped the daily lives of countless practitioners. In monasteries, meditation is a sacred rhythm, a gentle dance between focus and release. Monks rise before dawn, moving through chants, mindful work, and contemplative silence. Even in modern cities, ordinary people embrace these practices, pausing to breathe, to observe, to listen deeply to the world around them. Every task, from washing dishes to walking through a crowded street, becomes an opportunity for mindfulness, a chance to live with full awareness and gentle presence. Through the stories of those who have walked this path, we see a profound continuity. Across centuries, across cultures, the core values of compassion, ethical conduct, and inner calm have endured. The Buddha's message was simple yet radical. Peace and freedom are not external prizes to chase. They are realized within through understanding the mind, cultivating virtue, and embracing each moment fully. In this, there is both hope and empowerment, for no matter our circumstances, we can awaken to clarity, joy, and serenity. And so, as we reflect on these timeless figures and their teachings, we begin to recognize that the principles of Buddhism are not remote or abstract. They are intimately connected to the way we live today. The wisdom of mindfulness, ethical living, and compassionate action provides guidance for our modern challenges, reminding us that even amidst chaos, there is a calm center waiting to be accessed. Every moment, every breath becomes an opportunity to return to this center, to live in harmony with ourselves and the world around us. as we move into the present day, we see the living heartbeat of Buddhism in the daily lives of practitioners around the world. Though centuries have passed since the Buddha walked the earth, his teachings remain profoundly relevant, gently guiding people toward mindfulness, peace, and compassionate living. Whether in bustling cities, serene mountain monasteries, or quiet homes, the principles of Zen and Buddhism find expression in the rhythm of everyday life. For many, the day begins with meditation. In simple homes, a small altar may hold a statue of the Buddha, candles, and incense, a quiet sanctuary where one can bow, breathe, and reflect. In monasteries, meditation forms the center of daily life, often beginning before dawn. Monks and nuns practice sitting meditation, called zazen. In Zen, focusing on the breath and the present moment, thoughts arise and pass like clouds in the sky, and practitioners learn to observe without attachment, cultivating a mind that is steady, clear, and receptive. Chanting and ritual are also central elements of Buddhist life. The repetition of mantras, prayers, or sutras is not merely an act of devotion. It is a practice that aligns the mind with calm, reinforces ethical intentions, and deepens awareness. These rituals, performed with reverence and presence, help bridge the outer world with the inner journey, reminding practitioners that the sacred exists in both stillness and activity. Mindfulness extends far beyond formal meditation. Every action, from preparing a simple meal to walking along a path, becomes an opportunity to engage fully with the present moment. A Buddhist may walk slowly, observing each step, feeling the contact of the feet with the ground, noticing the sounds and sights around them. This simple act of awareness transforms ordinary moments into living practice. It is a gentle invitation to awaken to life as it truly is, free from the distractions and pressures that so often cloud the mind. In addition to personal practices, community plays an important role. Sanghas, or spiritual communities, provide support, guidance, and shared wisdom. Monks, nuns, and lay practitioners come together to meditate, study, and perform acts of service. This sense of connection cultivates compassion not only for oneself but for all beings, reinforcing the understanding that each individual's awakening is intertwined with the well-being of others. Generosity, ethical behavior, and care for living beings are not abstract ideals. They are lived experiences, cultivated daily through small acts of kindness and awareness. Zen Koans, which we touched upon earlier, continue to challenge and inspire modern practitioners. These paradoxical questions, stories, or dialogues guide the mind beyond habitual patterns, nudging it toward insight that is direct and intuitive. In contemporary life, Koans remind us that the path to peace is not always linear, and that sometimes the answers we seek arise not from thinking, but from deep, attentive presence. By contemplating a koan, a person learns patience, openness, and the courage to face life as it truly is, without illusions or avoidance. Even outside formal Buddhist communities, the influence of these practices is widespread. Meditation centers, mindfulness programs, and retreats have become part of modern society, helping people manage stress, cultivate clarity, and reconnect with their inner selves. Schools, hospitals, and workplaces now integrate mindfulness exercises to foster focus, empathy, and resilience. Through these practices, the timeless wisdom of Buddhism enters the rhythm of contemporary life, offering tools for navigating uncertainty with calm, grace, and clarity. Perhaps most beautifully, Buddhism teaches us that the sacred is present in everyday life. A cup of tea, the sound of rain on a window, the warmth of sunlight on the skin each moment offers a doorway into mindfulness. By engaging fully, by observing with gentle attention, we learn to awaken to the extraordinary within the ordinary. In this way, Zen is not merely a philosophy or a set of rituals. It is a lived experience, a practical guide to embracing life fully, moment by moment, without fear, judgment, or clinging. And so, as we witness the modern expression of Buddhist practices, we see a harmony between ancient wisdom and contemporary life. Meditation, mindful action, ritual, and compassionate engagement create a living tapestry of awareness that stretches across continents, generations, and cultures. The teachings are not bound by time or place. They are alive in the hearts of those who pause, breathe, and embrace the present moment with clarity and compassion. Now, let us bring these timeless teachings into our own lives, exploring how the wisdom of Zen and Buddhism can guide us through the challenges and joys of the modern world. While the practices of meditation, mindful living, and reflection may seem rooted in monasteries or distant lands, their essence is remarkably practical, offering tools for anyone seeking clarity, peace, and emotional resilience. Life today moves. Fast phones beep, emails arrive, deadlines loom. Stress and anxiety often feel constant, tugging at our attention, pulling us away from the present. Yet, Buddhism offers a gentle reminder. Peace is not something to chase externally. It already exists within. Through small, intentional actions, we can cultivate awareness, release attachment, and reconnect with the stillness at the center of our being. One of the simplest and most powerful practices is mindful breathing. Take a moment each day, even for just a few minutes, to observe your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your chest, the sensation of air entering and leaving your body. This simple act grounds you in the present moment, anchoring the mind when it becomes restless with worry or distraction. Over time, mindful breathing fosters a sense of calm that carries into every aspect of life, helping us respond rather than react, and move through challenges with clarity and patience. Another practical application lies in conscious observation of thoughts and emotions. Zen teaches us to notice our mental patterns without judgment, to witness the mind as it is. When anger, fear, or sadness arises, we do not suppress or deny it. Instead, we acknowledge its presence, observe its nature, and allow it to pass. In this practice, we learn that emotions are temporary waves, not permanent states. We begin to discover a sense of freedom, a spaciousness in which even difficult experiences can exist without overwhelming us. Compassion and loving kindness are also central to daily application. We can cultivate these qualities not only toward others, but also toward ourselves. A simple practice is to set aside a moment each day to silently wish well for ourselves, family, friends, and even strangers. This expands the heart, softens the mind, and strengthens the understanding that we are all interconnected. When we act with compassion, whether through listening attentively, offering help, or forgiving, we align with the very essence of Buddhist wisdom, bringing peace into both our lives and the lives of those around us. Zen koans to provide practical lessons when we bring them into reflection. They encourage us to let go of rigid thinking, to embrace uncertainty, and to trust the intuition that arises from deep awareness. For instance, a koan may prompt us to consider, what is the sound of one hand clapping? At first, it seems impossible to answer. But as we sit with it, patiently and openly, the mind relaxes its need for control, and insight arises naturally. This is a direct lesson for modern life. Not every problem requires a logical solution. Sometimes, peace emerges when we release the need to control and simply allow reality to unfold. Daily mindfulness can also extend to routine activities. Washing dishes, walking to the store, or preparing a meal each can become a meditation. By engaging fully in these moments, we cultivate focus, presence, and gratitude. Life becomes less about rushing toward the next goal and more about immersing ourselves in the beauty and simplicity of the now. Even the smallest actions, when performed with awareness, transform into sacred practice. Modern technology and social media often fragment our attention, but Zen reminds us that true connection is found in presence, not constant distraction. Setting aside mindful moments each day to pause, breathe, and simply be without screens or noise reconnects us to the depth of life. Journaling, silent walks, or sitting in nature are all ways to integrate these teachings practically, nurturing the inner peace that lies at the core of Buddhist philosophy. Ultimately, the beauty of Zen and Buddhist practice is its universality. We do not need to adopt a specific culture or tradition fully. We can take the essence of these teachings, mindfulness, compassion, reflection, and presence, and weave them into our lives. Stress becomes manageable, relationships more compassionate, and our experience of the world richer and fuller. Each moment of awareness becomes a doorway to freedom, and each act of kindness an expression of awakening. As we bring this journey to a close, let us pause and reflect on the timeless wisdom we have explored, from the life of the Buddha, who transcended suffering through insight and compassion, to the enduring practices of meditation, mindful living, and koan contemplation. We see a path illuminated by clarity, presence, and love. This path is not distant or inaccessible, exists within each of us, waiting patiently for our awareness to recognize it. In every breath, there is an opportunity to awaken. In every challenge, there is a chance to practice patience and courage. In every interaction, we can choose compassion over reaction, understanding over judgment. Zen teaches us that the extraordinary is often hidden in the ordinary, that the profound can be found in the simple act of being fully present. When we learn to slow down, to breathe, and to engage with life as it is, stress and worry naturally begin to dissolve, leaving space for clarity, joy, and inner freedom. Imagine your life as a quiet river flowing steadily despite rocks, currents, or obstacles. The river does not resist. It does not struggle against its path. It moves with awareness, gracefully adapting to each twist and turn. So too can we navigate life using the wisdom of Buddhism to meet difficulties with calm, to approach relationships with compassion, and to cultivate a mind that is serene, open, and resilient. Every mindful step becomes a meditation, every act of kindness a reflection of awakening, and every quiet moment a doorway to peace. The power of Zen and Buddhist teachings lies not only in philosophy, but in practice. When we apply these lessons through meditation, mindfulness, conscious action, and compassionate living, we transform not only ourselves, but also the world around us. Stress melts away when we stop clinging to what cannot be controlled. Anxiety fades when we learn to rest in the present moment. Joy and contentment arise naturally when we live with awareness, gratitude, and a heart open to the beauty and impermanence of life. Let us also remember that this journey is ongoing. Awakening is not a single event, but a continuous practice. Each day offers countless opportunities to pause, reflect, and return to the center of our being. Each experience, pleasant or challenging, is a teacher guiding us toward deeper understanding, greater compassion, and a more vibrant, stress-free life. Zen koans, meditation, and mindfulness are tools to help us navigate this journey, gently pointing the way back to the luminous awareness that is always present within us as you move forward. Take with you the essence of what we have explored: the courage to face life as it is, the presence to embrace each moment fully, the compassion to care for yourself and others, and the wisdom to recognize that peace has never been far away. It is here, now, in every breath, every heartbeat, and every conscious choice. May these timeless teachings inspire you to live with clarity, kindness, and serenity. May you discover the profound stillness within, the unshakable peace that has always been waiting, and the radiant joy that arises from living fully in the present moment. And may the light of Zen illuminate your path, guiding you toward a life of freedom, awareness, and boundless compassion. Soft music swells gently, blending with the serene sounds of nature, wind through leaves, flowing water, and distant temple bells. Thank you for joining this journey into the heart of Zen and Buddhist wisdom. Carry these teachings with you, practice them with patience and love, and allow each moment to become a doorway to inner peace, clarity, and a stress-free, joyful life.